All I wanna Gift membership is a 1-month membership access to other channels membership.
It is time. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you all on board today. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And yeah, my voice is a little funny today. I don't know why. Hoarse throat. Maybe it was that Tim Tam Slam that I had last night. And I did try one of those, and that's... Oz was encouraging that, and of course I did give it a whirl, and wasn't bad at all, except for a little messy. All that chocolate all over the fingers. Anyway, glad I tried it though. Something a little different and interesting. And maybe we'll explain that later. But anyway, for now, welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board. Gonna start out with our moderators. I see Arizona Snowman is in the house. Piggy is possibly in the background. She did email earlier. Of course, she sent the bacon seeds, as well as a couple other emails there saying that she is still doing her thing. And what happened to Doc's computer? I'm trying to fix things up here. Okay, high-pitched noise. Can anyone else hear it? High-pitched noise. I hear all kinds of noises, but I don't hear any high-pitched noise right now, unless there's something else weird going on. That E noise. Well, I do have the fans on, but those are normally there. I'm not sure what the heck is going on. Unless I can hear a noise too. Okay, I wonder if there's noise coming from something else on one of the other feeds. Let me take a look here. And yep, there is apparently. I wonder where that's coming from. I do see that should get rid of it. Let's see if that has gotten rid of that noise. And hopefully it did. Okay, check and see if that noise is gone. I don't know where it's actually come from. And okay, noise is gone. That makes me wonder where that's coming from. That's feeding through somehow, some way. Not exactly sure what's going on there. Boy. All right. Got me all confused now. Anyway, so we said hi to Arizona Snowman and Piggy. Of course, she did email, and she's still got a headache, and so she's going to sit back and relax tonight, which is absolutely fine. I don't have any issues with that. And as I always say, it's best that she get rested up properly and you know, take care of herself. That's first and foremost. And also, C&D Boy is one of the other moderators. Bob, he's not here right now yet. We may have 24/7 Live HZ Skies on board, Gary, and also possibly Joseph Fields, as well as Lucas Snow in the background, and a few others. We'll see who happens to be back there, but hey, we're covered anyway. And let's get at it. Things here. So Yvonne Kunkel was actually first one in today. So Yvonne gets the cookies. There you go. And that is a wonderful thing. And speaking of things on the screen and stuff, up top there, you probably see the pinned message that I have up there from Joseph Vakval. And he does some wonderful videos, and we will be taking a look at one of his today. He had just recently posted, and I figured, well, I'll see if he wouldn't mind having a few more subscribers, perhaps. He does have some very nice videos on his channel, as well as you know, interest in volcanoes and rocks, geology, that kind of thing. So pretty cool in that sense. If you guys haven't gone to that site yet, you can definitely check it out, and hopefully he'll appreciate any more extras there. And of course, that is awesome. And just remember, if you do go over there, make a comment on one of his videos, let him know where you came from, and that would be awesome. And that helps out some of the smaller channels, of course, that have really good content, and it's all pretty good stuff with high definition and so on. So we really do like that. I have issues with not seeing Piggy because I miss Piggy, but I really super duper understand. Okay, Amelia, yeah, and Piggy was here yesterday, and anyway, for a while, and we understand if she's got a headache and stuff, and not feeling so chipper and cheery as of yet. We can understand that. All the things that she's gone through in the last little while here, losing her wonderful little Scotties and stuff. It's a horrible situation like that, and just one of those things. I mean, we can't really control that. Anyway, that's all cool. So let's get at saying hello to all you wonderful people on in the chat right now. I see there's 28, and the numbers are going up slowly. I don't expect too many people here today, of course, because of it being Saturday. A lot of people are out shopping and things like that here in North America anyway, and it is a little later in Europe, but places like where Amelia is in New Zealand, it's morning time, so very early in the morning, I'm assuming, and she's sipping on her coffee and enjoying the show, we hope. Anyway, I'm gonna say hi to all of you in here, and we'll start out with saying hey, hi to John Raper and Amelia, Sixth Sense Amelia, and Sue Hayes, Kevin Haynes, Adele is here, Kananaskis Country made it in, good to see you. Sue Hayes, did I say that? Possibly. Hermione Schaefer also here, good to see you, and going up some more, looking for other wonderful names. Hermione we got, okay, going up. Looking for others. Anna Wallner is here. Welcome, Anna. And Sasha is also in the house. Welcome, Sasha. Did I say Adele? I hope so. Peter Greenlee's also here. And going up a little bit more, looking for other wonderful names. And chatty bunch. I like it, though. It's nice to see everyone is talking. Layla, welcome back, Layla. Glad to have you on board. And going up a little bit more, looking for other wonderful names in our list of the millions of things that were talked about already. Wow. Going up. Judy McClelland, welcome back. Glad to have you here. And let's see, who else we got? Chuckster is in the house. Welcome, Chuckster. Good to have you here. And going up some more to see. And okay, I'm all the way. Well, no, not all the way. I did gift 5 memberships earlier, just to see what would happen, and I was hoping Yvonne would get one of them, but apparently. There's more reading involved for some of those who have to turn on their gift accepting things or opt-in type situation. Typically, it's supposed to be on the bottom of the gift box if you haven't done so to opt in, but there's also another place in your settings there under messages or something that I'm not 100% sure of, because I didn't have to do it. It just automatically happened for me. Anyway, Connie Tyree also here, welcome, and going up some more. Russell Brainerd was one of the ones that got one of the gifts earlier. I did a single one as well, and he was the one who received that, so that was all good. Going up looking for more names, and we see lots of repeats. Brian, Perfectability 999, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And I'm going up some more looking for others. And let's see. Looking. As I'm scrolling up, and I'm all the way to the top, and I don't see any other names right now, so that's all right. Kevin Williams just made it in, and Kevin Haynes is also here, so let's not confuse the two. We need one more Kevin to have a barrel of Kevins, but that is all good. I don't know how that gift thingy works. Amelia, if you later after the show or whatever you want to do it, type into your YouTube search thing, type in opt in for gifts. Okay, opt in to accept gifts, something like that, and it will bring up some videos that have the description of how to turn that on properly. And I know things may be a little bit different on your phone or whatever you're using as far as a device. A lot of them have both showing, and I know I couldn't find it on mine anywhere. And it's difficult that way. Anyway, let's leave that for right now, and we'll keep on going with our other stuff here. And well, obviously we are in looking at Stromboli right now, and yes, Stromboli is still active, still doing its thing, not quite as vigorously as what it was a couple of days back, but it is definitely still working away and performing fairly well. And right now they do have clear skies there out on the island, and that is pretty awesome. The reason I mentioned the part about the clear skies is I don't know if you were looking at the news or anything about Sicily in the last couple of days here. On the 13th, they did have that big storm go through, and we had seen that moving along, and they had many floods, and the streets were literally pouring like rivers. And I did watch a few of those videos, and wow, lots of water there in Sicily. So hopefully not too many people are being displaced and stuff. Not good over there. Yeah, that's exactly it, Yvonne. It's they've had some issues, so hopefully their day today was a little bit better with a warmer and drier weather going through. Although when we did look at Sicily, and let's see if we can get over there. Okay, looking at this, hang on, I've got things changing here, and yeah, it really didn't look like, we know that up in the northern portions it was not that bad, but yeah, here, this is at 1600 or just thereafter in Sicily, and that is what we're seeing. More of those rain clouds. You see how thick they are there. And they're coming through, and hopefully it's not going to flood more areas out, and that is pretty nasty as far as I can see. They need Etna to dry it up. Yep, I think they do. Really, Etna has to get it in gear, and that I think would definitely help if we had a little bit of heat there to help turbulate or raise those moisture clouds and make it go up and away. But yeah, that was at 1600, and if we go back a little bit more, just so you can see what it was like, that's at 1400 roughly. And let's see if we can go back a little bit more. And the morning portion wasn't so bad, and they had a lot less cloud in there. And looking at noon there, that wasn't bad. And if we go back as far as we can in the morning, this is what it was looking like at Mount Etna. So pretty cool, and not bad there. I did not make any time-lapse videos today. Just didn't have time for it, but that is kind of the update and synopsis, if you will, on what Etna is doing. You can see that little bit of off-gassing, still throwing out plenty of SO2. By no means has it gone quiet. In that sense, it is quieter than what it was before, but it is still considered to be very much so, I guess we'll call it on simmer. And hopefully it will give us another good show here in the future. And we really hope for that and wait for it and all that nice stuff. Optimistic optimism? Oh, that sounds optimistic. Oh, we want eruptions. I like eruptions. Anyway, this is the other one of the other views there. And I'm trying to back up a little bit more. There we go. From about 11 a.m. from the other camera views. That's what it was looking like, which really isn't all that bad either. At least no heavy rains from those clouds. That is basically just the stuff clearing off as the sun is heating it up and burning it off. Hey, Mona Alfano is here, popping in for a bit of friendly greetings. I'll be heading out to bowling with my grandson. Oh, cool. Bowling. That's nice. Hey, Dave Crook is also here. Welcome, Dave. Glad to have you on board. And anyway, third camera. I don't know how much of a view there we're going to see. That is that closer up cam. And yeah, I don't think that one's going to work. Nope. It's too much cloud for that one. That's the one that is looking at the top of of Etna, but of course it's on a slightly different angle. It's, I do believe, over here somewhere on this side, looking that way. And when the clouds are in there, I think it might even be on the back side of this. So if the clouds are in there, you're not going to see anything, unfortunately. Just the way it is with that particular camera. I don't know exactly where it's located, but a little further back and zoomed in on the top portion up here. So I would like to show it, but unfortunately, like I say, in clouds. And that should be it for Sicily. We did have a quick peek at what our wonderful Stromboli was doing. We've seen that earlier there. Let's pop back over to Stromboli. And this is, of course, what you're seeing there. You see the primary pluming going up. And on occasion you see it gets really bright, but right now we're not seeing that lava flow down the hill that we were seeing the other day. Although on the thermal you can still see the hot spot, of course, and that there is indeed still lava migrating down that hill. So we know it's still active, and we know that it is doing things. Can you bring what view back, Yvonne? This one? Stromboli? Yeah, right there. Stromboli. Yeah, delicious. Oh, Etna. You wanted Etna. Okay. You're making my life difficult. Oh, why weren't you watching Etna? Let's get over there. Hang on, it's working. There we go. There's Etna. Too much fun. Anyway, that is what we got going on at Etna. So that was at 10:25 this morning at their time. Oh, in the clouds. Oh, you want to see, well, this isn't in the clouds. This is very little cloud. And actually it looks pretty good right now. Oh, the other camera view. Let's go back to that. Yeah, this is about 11 and a half hours ago. There we go. And I don't know if you can tell where exactly that is, Yvonne. That is kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can back it up just a little bit more and get rid of more of that cloud. That would be about it here. So I don't know if you can tell where that camera is located, and maybe you can enlighten us if you happen to know. We'll crank the quality up a little bit too. There we go. And that is Etna. Okay, it says Etna Sud, so I'm thinking it's south somewhere. Not sure exactly where that might be. Southeast crater. Okay, there you go. So that is looking at the southeast crater. It is on the backside then from the other view, and the other view being this one here. So it would be the camera view is from back there somewhere in the backside here, looking that way, I think, if I'm right. Okay, you may be able to correct me if I'm wrong, Yvonne, but that's all right. Anyway, we'll leave that be for right now. I'm going to put that one back on live, and of course our nighttime stuff there, all we see is the lights with the clouds and stuff, and pretty awesome to see that, at least. You know, that way we know it still exists, and we know they've got power, and Etna hasn't wiped it out. More in the middle, and thanks, Doc. Okay, no worries, thanks. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't been there, so I don't really know the layout or the way everything is sitting there. Looking at pictures just never really gives you the full true story of a place. You know, it's just like when we go to Iceland as an example, and that's where we're gonna head next here. In Iceland, of course, you know, when I look at this particular scene as an example, because I've been there, I got a pretty good idea where that is and where it's located and so on. So that is pretty easy to tell. But if you weren't there before, you would be lost as to, well, what direction are we looking? Where is this? You know, that kind of thing. So having your own sense of direction is pretty cool. Anything for a friend, a doctor. Awesome. And anyway, let's see. Cananaskis country says, okay, got that. And Frank McLeod, welcome, and glad to have you on board. Okay, so we're gonna just stop that canned lava here for a minute, and I do have the other video loaded up, and we're going to let that one play. I'm going to get rid of the other stuff here, and this, of course, is from Joseph Vakval, if I said it right. And Joseph was there. This was actually from the 12th is when he posted this, and of course we'll let that play. Now, he does have music on there, but I've muted that music because that is from what is it, somewhere else. Anyway, he has the music okay, but anyway, we'll talk our way through it. Anyway, this is a nice looking 3D sculpture map that they made, and then of course coming up, Trail A heading up towards the first berm up top there, and they've got spiffier signs. This moves along pretty quick, so for me to narrate is a little bit difficult. It's all a short video. There you can see Ragnar, and that is pretty awesome. And then of course Geldingadarler, and you can see the trails definitely have been improved a bunch since I was there. And of course, there's Ragnar, our wonderful Ragnar, and of course he did some flybys with a drone as well, and looking right inside Ragnar, seeing how full it is, and that is pretty awesome. And then of course he carried on further down to go see the Siggy Fissure straight out in front there. There was flow right in the middle, and you can see some of those lava flows as well. Looked pretty cool. And let's see, where are we now? I never did go there, not to that spot, but that is pretty awesome looking. And anyway, you can see where flow was, and then of course they're swinging around with the drone, looking in different places. This is in the newer area, and they're looking at down into Meridalier. And of course, you guys are more than welcome to have a look at this on your own. That's why I have posted the link. And there you can see Siggy the Fisher, and that is pretty cool. And he pans around quite a bit, so pretty awesome though. And you can see Siggy down there on the bottom. There it is. And looks like it's had a bunch of little collapses, which is kind of awesome. But nice to be able to see that, and I really do like that. Who has vacuumed Ragnar? Nobody, by the looks of it, Yvonne. It's crumbled. Anyway, you guys are more than welcome to go over there and have a look at his stuff. And that is all cool, and we're going to take another look at our other stuff here. I'm going to refresh this one. Actually, we'll see if that'll go to commercials. Okay, never mind. This is our look at Reykjavik, the capital city, of course, and that is pretty nice looking for a nighttime shot. If we back that up a bunch of hours, about 7 hours ago, it was actually looking like that. So really kind of nice, not bad at all. Let's see if that commercial is done. Yep. This is the other shot from the Perlin Center, and we will back that up about 7 hours as well, just to give you a little bit of a view of what's off in the distance. And of course downtown, right there for downtown Reykjavik, there's your church and all kinds of other buildings around, so a lot of stuff to look at there. Mountains in the background are covered, but you can see little bits of snow on there, and unfortunately not as much as we were able to see the other day. But hey, it is still there, and a wonderful place to go if you do plan on going anywhere. You might want to consider Iceland. It is expensive though, and bring lots of money with, and you can buy hot dogs, Icelandic hot dogs. Looking at the other shot here, this is from kind of just to the southwest of Katla, and Katla is over in this region underneath all that ice, and that is a pretty darn nice view. I like it. And looks pretty. And as you can see, during the daytime, even though it was fairly cold there, it was still very nice, and looked really good. That's just as neat as the eruption itself in a different way. Yep, Amelia, it is. And anyway, that is kind of what we've got happening there, and not too much else going on. So anyway, like I say, if you haven't gone over to Joseph's video there, you might want to have a look. He's got some other very good quality videos on there, and of course he's got music and everything else on them, so it's good. It's nice stuff, and definitely worthwhile to subscribe to his channel. And from when I was looking, he had 384 subscribers, and I'm hoping that we're going to push him up over that 400 mark anyway, and see if that helps out a little bit for him. I like helping out the smaller channels and make them grow, and of course when they have quality content like that, it's worthwhile promoting them a little bit. Anyway, let's while we're doing this, let's take a look at our harmonic tremor chart. And there is Fregerdalfjall, of course, on the chart. I'm going to refresh that. It's about an hour or two old. So there we see some very rough up and down, and a spike in here. I didn't see that before, and I will definitely have to look for a little earthquake somewhere. And of course, pretty steady as she goes here. No real major activity as far as what we can see that would indicate any kind of lava flow or magma movement, at least not to me, and that's kind of what we're seeing there. I'm sliding down here to look at the one from Grimsey, and we'll see what our Grimsey one looks like. Now, Grimsey is a little bit more interesting, and that is on an upward swing. And again, I don't know what our magic line at Grimsey is. It won't be 4,000 like it is over at Fregerdalfjall, but definitely worthy of having a look at that. And we see that our seismic is definitely moving upward, and we're seeing most of it going up. The green isn't, though, and usually we need to see all three kind of doing a move, but pretty wild. And again, you know, it's the same as this kind of thing over here, where we've seen it going up, but we did not see any kind of an eruption. That would be okay. Hey, Grenzed is here. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. Who else snuck in that I missed? And oh, Grenzed is leaving? Okay. I thought he just got here. Hi, Gren. Bye, Gren. Oh, okay. I get it. Chocolate milk and cookies. Hermione, I did that last night, and after I finished my cup, I went to sleep. What can I do? Hang on, I gotta read back and see what's going on here. I didn't put any link during the show. Oh, okay, Dr. Can. What kind of link did you want posted, Amelia? And let's see. I'm just trying to see. Oh, it's pinned. I ignore those. Oh, okay. The one that's pinned up in the top. Yep. Okay. Anyway, so Grimsey up in the north end, northern island there. We do see that area has an uptick, but I'm not sure what's going to happen there in the future. We've seen that before, and it was fairly quiet. And looking at Grindavik, very quiet, kind of steady as she goes. So we're not seeing a heck of a lot there. I do see it is just about break time. So instead of getting to the earthquakes right away, what we'll do is I will take my break. And just to mention, there was only 64 earthquakes in the last 24 hours, so that number has dropped by at least half, if not more, again. But we do still have a couple reasonable sized quakes, and we'll talk about that when I get back from the break. So for all those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting the like button. I'm trying to get Stromboli back on the screen here, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. There we go. Not that much happening at Stromboli anymore, but we're all good. And anyway, New River Troll, welcome, and hopefully everything is good there. Okay, so hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Help us out. Of course, our target is well over 100. And then also for those who have not yet subscribed, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. That would be very awesome, and definitely show us to see it go up a little bit, and hopefully it'll go up a bunch. That's what we're looking for. Anyway, be good, and I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes after the break, and then we'll continue on with our earthquakes and stuff like that from Iceland first, and we'll move around the world a little bit to see the other ones. And let's throw some music on for you, and I'll be back right away. Thank you. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue Hayes and John Raper and Kevin Haynes and Sasha. And hi to Trek15. Glad to have you on board. And high-pitched noise is back. I see that. I see it there. I'm going to turn that volume down. Remind me to turn the volume back up. I got to figure out where the heck that is coming from. And obviously on one of these streams that I had to reboot the computer today. So, due to, the updates for the updates, I think I might have found it. Let's see if it was there. I'm gonna put the volume back up. Yep, I found it. And that was on the Semaru stream. The volume got turned back up on it for some reason. So, all right, that problem is solved. I'm happy. All right. Yes, it's gone. Perfect. And that is all good. Hey, Galactic Volcano is here as well. Welcome. And let's keep going and see what else we got. So, of course, Stromboli on the screen right now there just threw out a little bit more of that wonderful lava. And I'm sure we'll see it on the thermal cam as it goes and makes its way down the side of the mountain. Approximately 400 meters down to the water level. And by now it's got to be building up some kind of a delta down there. And the island is going to get bigger. So, new real estate for the future, and we'll have to contact the Italian government and see if we can claim some of that. That would be really awesome. Although I think that we might have to wait a few years for it to cool down. And with Stromboli going continuously, we're not going to get too much. No, it's not Mauna Loa. This is Stromboli over in Italy on Eolia Island, if I said it right. And maybe a check with Yvonne, and we'll see if that was pronounced correctly. Eolia Island. Anyway, that is interesting. Anyway, let's pop over to our earthquakes that we wanted to look at in Iceland. And let me try to get on the right screen here. Okay, there we go. No, don't open that up. Let's go to the top end here first. And as mentioned earlier, we had 65 earthquakes in the last 24 hours, which is about half of what we had yesterday. So, big difference number-wise. And also, the physical size of some of these is a lot smaller. 2.3 here, 11 kilometers down, 11:22 was the time on this one. Then we've got a 1.8, 13.5 kilometers down from 2033. And going through some of these other ones here, another 8.1 kilometers down from 1950. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we'll have a look at some. This 1.2, 9.3 kilometers down, 1246. This looks fairly fresh. This would be a 1949, 1.6 and 12.8 kilometers down. And then let's see if there's anything big in here that we can pick up. We have this 2.0, 8.1 kilometers down, 1950 on that guy as well. And we'll grab some of these other ones. 8:29 a.m. magnitude 1.7 and 9.1 kilometers down for him. And another 1.9 over here, 5.2 kilometers down, 1522 was that guy. And then this one here, 1312 was the time on it, magnitude 1.8, 3.5 kilometers down. Seems the further south we go, the shallower they get. This 1.12 was 1.6 kilometers down from 8:50 a.m. And then when we go down a little more, we'll see this one is fairly deep again. 12.8 kilometers down for this magnitude 1.6 from 1949. Was a nice year, wasn't it? And then we look at the second batch here. And again, these are fairly reasonable size, all in the ones, but spread out time-wise from yesterday, actually 2343, 1.6, 17.1 kilometers down for him. This 1.32, 15.1 kilometers down, and that was at 8:02 a.m. their time. And then we have this one, 8:46 a.m., 1.54, 15.7 kilometers down. Those are fairly deep. 1.44, 13.4 kilometers down from 10:12. And then we have 11:44 a.m., 1.4, 5.3 kilometers down. And another one from yesterday, 22:50, 1.5, 5.8 kilometers down on that guy. And then, of course, we've got some other stragglers. I'm just curious the depths. 1.5 and then 5.6 kilometers down for him. 4.3 kilometers down for that 1.7. Those were both from yesterday. A couple more newer ones here. 1.4, 7.8 kilometers down from 1707. And 0.9, 10.2 kilometers down. And that was at 10:44. Hey, Judy L is here. Welcome, Judy. Glad to have you on board. And did I say hi to Sasha earlier? I hope so. Anyway, good to see you. And let's slide down a little bit and see what's happening in the other areas. We see this 2.1. That's actually from yesterday at 21:01, and 5.2 kilometers down for it. Then we've got a 1.4 here, 14 kilometers down at 15:55. That's definitely today's. 0.8, 5.5 kilometers down, 12:50 p.m. And then we've got a 1.1, 6 kilometers down there. Yesterday's from 23:50. We've got a 0.8 here. There's actually two of them stacked right there. 5.8 kilometers for this one. And that was from 2052. And if we zoom in, we can probably see, oh, there's actually three there. Some older ones as well from yesterday. 0.6, 5.2 kilometers down, 0.5, 5.2 kilometers down. Not going to worry about the times, but they're all yesterday's. And sliding over, taking a look at what we've got at Astja. And this is Astja volcano and the Astja system. And of course, this one here, 1.37, 3.6 kilometers down from 12:49 Iceland time. And then this one is actually yesterday's from 2300, 0.8, 3.8 kilometers down. We see this 0.5 over here, 0.53, 5.2 kilometers down from today at 10:31 a.m. So not a super large amount of activity at Astja, but that's okay. We'll continue. And here we see a little bit more going on at Grimsvatn. And Grimsvatn, of course, is a yellow now, and they're considering that it may have potential to do something. Anyway, this is 22:42 time-wise, and 0.87 and 3.996 kilometers down, or basically 3.4 kilometers down, I guess. Anyway, let's zoom in on these two here. We got an older one and a newer one. The older one from 4:24 a.m., 1.56 in magnitude, and it was 2.5 kilometers down. The other one right beside it is a 1.5, and it was a surface quake, which is interesting, from 1745. But it is not right in Grimsvatn. It's out a little bit. So anything could happen there, though, and that could be ice an ice sheet cracking, any of that stuff. 1.5 isn't that big, so if you've got a big batch of ice that dropped a bit, that could definitely be what caused that. Going down here, we got this point 4.5 kilometers down, 11:43 is the time on that guy. Moving over, we do see some stuff here at Ketla, and this is the newer one, 2.3, 5.2 kilometers down from 19 minutes after 8 p.m. or 2019, if you will, and that is today's, of course. Then we have a 1.59, 135 meters down, and that is from 12:34. And then we have a little older one here from 6:54 a.m., a 1.02, and again very close to the surface, 135 meters down, and possibly some ice breaking and cracking, who knows. This one here is a 1.0 or just a 1, 5.5 kilometers down from 1813, and that looks pretty cool there. And going up, we'll grab these two, 1.97, 8.3 kilometers down from 9:07 a.m. And then we've got from 9:05 a.m. a 1.68, 2.9 kilometers down for that. Very interesting. Let's grab what's out here on the Reykjanes Peninsula. And of course, for those who aren't familiar with it, that is the capital city of Reykjavik. And there you go. And then down here is the airport, Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Jardvik, those areas. And then if we go over in this section, of course you see Grindavik, the town there, and then right in here is the Blue Lagoon and the power plant, and that is kind of what we were seeing there. So let's take a quick look here, and of course we don't have anything. This is where our Fagradal Fjall area is, and of course it's its own little system, and basically going all the way out to Keilir almost, and that is, we're not seeing anything there at all, unfortunately. Krusavik over here did have a few little ones, 0.4, 3.2 kilometers down, 1710 on that guy, 0.68, 4.5 kilometers down from 36 minutes after midnight, and then we got a 0.48, 5.8 kilometers down, 4:09 a.m., and one more here, 1.4, 6.3 kilometers down, 2:55 a.m. For that guy. So really not terribly much happening in that area. Everything seems to be fairly quiet. And if we go over to the other ones here, we see a couple of very small ones, 0.2, 4.9 kilometers down, 1942 for that guy, 1949 on this 0.2, also 5 kilometers down. Then we see a 0.51, 5.7 kilometers down, just about 5.8 from 4:15 a.m. Sorry, and this one is from 5:38 a.m. 0.53, 6 kilometers down for him, and that is basically it for the earthquakes there in Iceland. And really, it has really died off as far as the number of earthquakes that we've seen a couple of days ago. So down from our almost 200 per day down to back to something reasonable or sensible, if you will, of roughly 65 per 24 hours. So not too bad. Let's carry on with other stuff. Going down that mid-Atlantic ridge, we're going to slide further down, have a look out here at our wonderful Azores. And of course we are on the island of St. George, and of course the lights that you see off in the distance, that is Pico Island. Show you a quick shot of that. If I can get that picture going, there we go. That's a daytime shot of it, just so you can see. the lights of the harbor, of course, would be from the bottom area there. You can see that in a little bit of the town. And then, of course, Pico Island across the strait, about 18 kilometers across to get there. And then you see Mount Montana, as they call it, but it is Pico Volcano is what it is. And it looks not so bad. And let's see if we get the other one. This is the cove we normally look at, just so you guys are aware of that one. But of course, this was a daytime shot from yesterday, or 2 days ago actually, and we do have the nighttime scene for it. So I'm going to get rid of that one, get back onto the correct screen. There we go, and that'll get back in there. Okay, what we look at here is down on the bottom. See how much white water is actually popping out. We're seeing a little bit, but of course that shoreline is hard to see at night. So oceans are a little bit on the rough side, but I don't know. Bigger boat required. Okay, if you're heading out, make sure you bring a big boat. Anyway. That's all cool. Let's pop over to the earthquake map for there, and we'll make that screen just a slight bigger. And of course, there's the island of St. George. Here's Pico Island, and if we take a look at our big list, we only have one today so far. 2.2, 3:15 a.m. is when that happened. And that's the only one on St. George that we see within the last 24 hours. So pretty cool. We'll go over to the other map though, and that is this one here. I'm going to actually refresh this just so we have everything up to date. And we'll make that map bigger, and one more time, bigger. There we go. And now we can see that we did have some other quakes, and we'll zoom in just a tiny bit in this area. We see over here at Terceira, we do see that it had a quake 20 hours ago, 2.1, and that is okay there. That's where the other volcano is. That is in a yellow state, and we'll see if that ever has anything happened, but don't know. Anyway, there you can see our two that are on. There's actually two showing here. One is 23 hours ago. That may be from yesterday still, according to the clock. So 1.6 and a 2.3, and that is 18 hours ago for that one. Going out here, Fayal Island right there, the one that looks like a spaceship or something. Looks actually pretty cool. I like that picture. A neat looking island. I don't think I want to live there though. It's all volcanic and very small. No big runways or anything. Anyway, 20 hours ago I've had a 2.3 out there, and then 21 hours ago another 2.3, and that is what we're seeing in that area right now. I'm zooming that back out a little bit so we can see the entirety of where that's actually located. So you've got to Portugal here, Spain, Ireland, England, and of course Newfoundland and Nova Scotia and that over here. And that gives you a pretty good idea of what is going on. And of course there's Iceland, the Reykjanes Ridge going out to here, and then of course the mid-Atlantic Ridge continuing on further south from there all the way down to those other wonderful islands down on the bottom there, South Sandwich Islands, where a Michael volcano is. And hey, Storm Chaser 1211, good to see you. Anyway, that is our Azores for today. We'll leave those be, and quick peek over at our Popocatépetl. Let me go find that. There we go. I got it on the screen, and they've got sunshine there. That is a beautiful day happening for them. I really do like that. And 2-minute warning. Thank you, Sue. Going back into the abyss of the night, though, we did have a couple little puffs going off. Really not anything major pluming out of there, but looking at the starry sky, that is absolutely beautiful. Seeing so many stars on a camera like this, especially when you're looking at just a volcano. And of course, a moonlit area here, that's why everything is so bright, and looks pretty cool. And as we went on, we'll get into our golden times here when the sun was rising, and we can see the sunshine actually hitting that wonderful volcano. But again, it's continuing to off gas, nothing really major coming out of it. And it was not a bad day. I don't think we had too much cloud, so things weren't that bad as far as visibility. And I just don't recall seeing anything when I scanned through multiple times. So hard to see, but this is basically just clouds going over. The other view, I'm not doing well. Okay, the other view's got commercials. Let's see. Oh, going south, we all know which volcano that is. And that, of course, is Fuego. And we'll back up really far here. And that is kind of what we were seeing at Fuego during the night, 5:02 a.m. And just a note that you can see the lava all the way down on the bottom here. So it was throwing out quite a bit of material, and that was pretty awesome. But it was in the clouds for a long time, and we'll maybe revisit this just after the break. It didn't look too bad, so I'll leave that one right there. I'm going to put you back over to I guess Stromboli possibly. Let me take a look here and make sure that is working, and we'll see what it looks like. Stromboli, of course, has quietened down a little bit, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, there we go. Stromboli live, and we can see on both the thermal and the other one that we are definitely throwing some material out yet, and that is pretty awesome. Okay, on that friendly note, for those good people who have not yet hit that like button, please do consider doing that. Of course, our target goal today is over 100, and just like any other day. And of course, if you're new and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing. That would be awesome. And on that friendly note, when we get back from our wonderful break here, we will show some bacon seeds, and fresh ones that Piggy sent in, of course, and we'll go from there. So no worries, and keep smiling, play nice in the lava, and I will be back in a few minutes, you guys. Keep smiling. I'm your host, DrFox2000. Don't go away. Thanks. we go. Welcome back, everyone, and all cool and awesome. And okay, just reading something here for a second, and okay, all right. Got it. All right. Cool. Okay. No worries. We'll see what we can come up with here. And thank you for the welcome backs, everyone. Let's see, from Sue and Kevin and John. And hi, Juliet. Good to see you. And let's see, who else? Colin Dedman. And everyone else. Sasha says, welcome back. What's up, DrFox? Okay. All good. And anyway, what's up? Volcanoes, usually way up on a hill somewhere, making big, shiny, bright lights, like that one that we're seeing right now. Of course, that is Stromboli on the screen. And we did say, though, that we're going to pop over and take a look at our bacon seeds for today. So let's leave Stromboli, and we will take a look at our wonderful bacon seeds. And again, we thank Piggy for sending these in. Give me a second, though. I'm going to chase a bird away, and that is bugging the bunny. Don't go away. I'll be back. I'll leave the mic on. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, that magpies, they seem to want to go and torment the bunny while he's eating, and I gotta really put a stop to that. And of course, just opening the window does it, because they know that they are in danger. Anyway, that's our last one from yesterday as far as the bacon seeds are concerned, and here's our first one. He's playing football today, and that is getting out there and doing this thing, and I'm not sure if he's going to punt or what he's going to do there, but that is pretty awesome, and we like that. Hey, Grandma B, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board, and thanks for stopping in and hitting that thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Next bacon seed is this one, and that is a little bit more ready to go to the dance, I think. And looking pretty good, and that is kind of awesome. I remember that pig, that little black mark on the right side of that nose is definitely one that we've seen before, but not in this outfit. So obviously this one likes to show off a bunch. Smiling on that face, though, always nice to see these wonderful pigs with their smiles, and that means they are definitely in good spirits, and gotta love it. And next one, and there is that same one. That one really likes to dress up, I think, and that one's taking it easy there. Got some kind of a drink, looks like a Starbucks drink, maybe some latte or something with a lot of foam on it, looking pretty awesome. So a happy pig there, and gotta love it. Could use some lipstick. Yeah, well, I'm not going to bother with the lipstick part. Not my pig, okay? And I'll leave that be. That's all right, though. I don't mind them when they're tame enough to really want to pose for pictures. That is actually pretty cool as far as I can see. And next one, of course, expensive night out. Oh. Here's a couple more, and they're both smiling, and of course that is I think the partner to the dancer there that likes to dress up, and of course she's dressed up, and he's got a top hat on, pretty awesome, and looks good. So I guess that might be Lincoln on the right side there. So Pig Lincoln, and pretty awesome, you guys. That might be the first lady then on the left. Very cool, very awesome, and I like it. Both of them smiling too, you know, that's really quite nice to see that. And the next one, you know, they're 4th of July pigs, okay, are cool. And of course, here we've got the Harlem Globe Trotters, and trotters being the optimum word there. And again, these are smiling ones, and it's not the same ones that we were just looking at, but these two look pretty cool and pretty awesome. Both of them have a big smile on their face. They're up to something, and of course, trotters being the optimum word there. Harlem Pig Trotters, and yeah, that is pretty cool. And we've got one more, so let's take a look at our last bacon seed for today, and then that would be these two. And again, that looks like our the one on the right this time looks like one of the ones that we seen before there. And of course, these are piggies in blankets, and they look like they're having a wonderful time there as well. So really, really nice to see, and glad they're photogenic, these guys, you know, smiling for the camera and everything. That is really, really nice. Pigs in blankets, absolutely. One of those pigs has been smiling, the other but he has a strain yeah, on his nose. Yeah, I don't know. They might be up to something doing that. Yeah, bathing piggies perhaps. Yeah, that might be what that is kind of a blanket or to dry off with or something. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's our bacon seeds for today, you guys, and we thank Piggy for sending those ones in. That is always awesome that she does that, and we really do appreciate that. So let's get back to our other volcanoes. We were looking at Fuego, and hopefully I can find that really quickly. And Fuego is being fairly quiet right now, I think. Let's get back to it. In the gray. Okay, so we really can't see a heck of a lot, and it went into the gray somewhere around 6 hours and 45 minutes ago. It did have a little bit of a plume pop out in the clouds here. I guess we're not really going to see too much of it. We do see it right there. But the fluffy clouds are in the way, cotton balls. That's what those clouds remind me of, and that's kind of what it looks like, really. But we'll put it back to live. We'll leave that one there. Pop over to the next one, Momo Tumbo, and you can definitely see it is off-gassing today, and continuing to do what it likes to do. And that gas is almost heading towards the camera, so we know there's some activity going on there, but really can't tell too much. And that is, of course, down in Nicaragua. And next one, this is still the old picture from a Messiah volcano, and it has not changed, unfortunately. And this is San Cristobal, and San Cristobal is definitely in the clouds there today. Yeah, big time. Those big fluffy clouds like to get around, I see. So that's what we've got. Mauna Loa, we'll get to Hawaii in a little while, Storm Chaser. We'll talk about that, and we'll see what happens. We could have eruptions in other places there yet too, so we'll see. Anyway, going over to Merapi, and Merapi again not making me happy. We see that it is in the clouds, and they've had storms going through. About 4 hours ago, 4.5 hours ago, something like that, it wasn't in complete cloud. You can see a little bit of the gas coming off of it, but we're not seeing any bacon as per se. And then when we slide back, it was hit and miss on the weather, and basically, yeah, it was clear for a little while, and then back into a more thunderstorm type activity, as you can see on the other screens. Not very good weather. Zipping over to New Zealand really quickly, having a look at Ruapehu, and Ruapehu is in the clouds today as well. Let's see if we can find it in the early morning hours here, if it was a little bit better, and we'll see. Yeah, you can just see it hiding there. The snow line is moved up quite a ways, and of course they are in their springtime, so that snow line will move up even higher yet. But we'll see if we can see it maybe tomorrow. But right now, not very visible, and we'll leave it at that. Going to put this back over here, and we'll carry on and take a look at the other one that is still very, very cloudy, and that, of course, is Merapi, not Merapi, Semeru. And let's make sure, yeah, that is up. And do we have anything? Yeah, we do have a couple spots there where it was showing. There we go. And you can see there is a little bit of lava up there. Not a heck of a lot, but there is some. And of course, that is moonlit night, and it is 1:39 a.m. there when that happened. And of course, if you take a look over at the spillway here, where the road is, that the across the little creekway, it's fairly heavy duty again. Not as bad as what it was a couple days ago there when they had all that heavy rains, but that's what we're seeing there. Anyway, that is not bad to see a little bit of bacon coming off of there. Just want to make sure, yeah, that's 480. That's as good as it gets on that one. So unfortunately, we won't see too much. And I'm just scanning back real quick, and I don't think it was visible at any other point in time, and I know it wasn't. So we'll leave that there, and we'll move on to our next one, and we will go over and have a look. There is our Japanese friend, and that is Sakurajima. And Sakurajima, of course, off-gassing, doing its thing as it continues. If we go back a little bit, we can see that it was fairly quiet for a while, and you couldn't see a darn thing, and then it started doing its thing again. If we go back a little bit further here, they did have a little bit of a poof or a plume come out, and that was at 5:34 roughly. And when we scan back during the evening or nighttime hours, there were a couple points where it did put out a little bit of off-gassing, but not as much as it has been the last previous about 3 days ago or so. So again, it seems to be cycling downward a little bit. A little quieter in the last few days, so that's all right. Last recent days, that is, and we'll see if it gets a little bit more rambunctious in our near future. Anyway, that is live from Sakurajima in Japan. Oh, ice cream boat is leaving. One of them, the other one is still parked there. A good thing, the one is still there. You guys can still go down and get an ice cream, even though the other boat already left. This one is still sitting there, so definitely go get yourself some ice cream if you haven't done so already. Anyway, that is yummy, and of course you go down that road, turn there, and then at the lights hang a left, and go down to the boat docks there. You'll see them set up. Pretty awesome. Close-up view of the crater, and that is Sakurajima crater, and you can see the material coming out of there, the gases and so on, being lit up by the sunlight a little bit, and definitely looks kind of a reddish orangey color, and not bad. All good in that sense. Next one that we've got, of course, is our wonderful ASO. And ASO, of course, is only a green, but we like looking at this guy because it could turn nasty really quickly, for a lack of better words. It too has a lake in the caldera, and although it is a lot smaller than Taal, it does have a lake in that caldera, and of course you can see the steaming or off-gassing, but it is a green rating, and it is early morning for them. Yep, that's as good as the quality as we get. They do have to clean that window. Hope they do that. Hint, hint, if they're listening. That would really, really be nice. And let's see what else we got. Just double check and see if Suwanosi Jima, I don't believe that one is going to be on. Nope, no Suwanosi Jima. So we'll put it back here. You can still see your ice cream boat is there. And I want to see if we can find Taal. I don't believe Taal was on. Oh, maybe it is now, and we'll see if we can get that one going for us. And Taal, yeah, there we go. That's what Taal looks like right now in the Philippines. Of course, you can see the island, and of course, you can't see the crater. And low-level clouds moving across, and rain and stormy stuff. So that is what we've got going on there right now. Hey Sarah, good to see you. And anyway, that is in the early morning hours there, and that is what they're waking up to. Some rain and that kind of stuff. And we can't really tell what's coming out of there. And it is an orange level rating on a Taal volcano, so we'll see what happens in its future. I do want to see if I can get our other one working here. The feed from Yellowstone hasn't been working, and I'm kind of wondering what the heck is going on with it. And nope, still not working. So we're not going to get Yellowstone today, unfortunately, and that is a shame. And no Yellowstone, and that'd be okay. Anyway, let's carry on. We're going to take a look. I'm going to just try Yellowstone one more time. No, definitely not working for me. So no Yellowstone today, and we'll see if we can switch ours next screen, and that is Hawaii. Let's have a look at what we've got going on in Hawaii. 2:46 a.m. Hawaiian time, and that is what our little lava pond in the crater in Kilauea looks like in Hawaii, and you can see some of the brighter areas here. That, of course, is caused by gas bubbles bubbling up and breaking up some of that thin crust that has developed on the lava pond. The lava pond is fed in this back corner here by a lava tube, and that is coming from a hornito just up the way, just a little there. We don't see too much activity out here at the toe area, and I'm wondering if there is still a path over there, or if it's filled itself up, solidified. We do see a couple little eyes peeking out. Maybe a lava worker sitting over there trying to clear things up. You never know. And that's what we've got there right now. Let's refresh that and see what it looks like during the day. There we go. And again, you can see this is the area where the lava flow comes in, and we do see some little hot spots right there on the corner, possibly draining out there. We don't see one over here, but we do see some red right there, indicating that's where it's draining out, or one of the spots anyway. And lava level's still about the same as what it's been for the last week or so. So really hasn't gone up or down too much, and kind of disappointing. I want to see it overflow. Irish monk, I fell over a sheep to get here. Wow, Irish monk, that is a very awesome super chat. I hope you didn't break a leg. Irish monk, and 20 euro super chat. Thank you very kindly for that very generous super chat, and welcome, Irish monk. Seriously, I hope you did not break a leg. That would not be good right now, with the other one just in the healing process. But yeah, always got to watch where you're wandering. Those sheep and goats there, they get in the way. You know, I don't know, actually, a sheep is pretty big. Never mind, I'm not going to go there. But glad you made it, though, Irish monk. That is awesome. And we'll see what we can do here. And again, thank you kindly for that wonderful super chat. Hey, David Brewer is here as well. Welcome, David. Glad to have you on. Anyway, looking at the other shots from this was 3:13 a.m. in Hawaii. Primary event is over here. The little hornito where the lava tube comes out is in there, but you can't really see too much of it in the dark. We'll refresh that picture. There we go. And there's your primary event. Smoke coming out of the little hornito area. A lava tube, of course, buried. We can't see that. We see more steam and smoke coming off the edge up fairly high here on the edge of the caldera. Same with over there. Kind of makes me wonder what the heck is going on in those spots. If we got more residual heat coming up from possibly a new venting or something. This one is still smoking very heavy as well. Not sure what the heck is going on underneath there. But you do see the raised area here. And yes, indeed, this is actually lower here than it is up here. And going all the way around, you can kind of see that it slopes down a bit. And this is actually floating. It's a lava that is cooled off. And it's in some places as thick as 4 or 5 meters, and it's floating on top of a magma pool or lava pool, and just sitting there. And that's what we're seeing right there. And it's not going to move. It'll go up and down as we've seen before, but it's not going to move side to side really by any means. It's got too much other material around it. Anyway, let's carry on. We're going to take a look from the other side this way now, and that is from this shot. We can see the lava pond, and of course a primary vent there. The little hornito is right in here where the lava tube is, but a very poor visibility on this shot right now. Refreshing that, and there we go. We can see our lava pond. Primary vent, a hornito behind the smoke, and it does look like that lava tube is right in here. You can see the top of it looks like it's open, and there may be some extra space in there to allow more lava to flow through there once it does get some, and that would be nice. So Kilauea is lacking lava. We need more lava. And I think we need to get some pumper trucks to bring more lava over there, but it's going to be expensive. It's hard to get in there, or at least Trev told me it's really hard. We have 2 monks in here. 2 monks? We have an Irish monk. I didn't see another monk. Boy, oh boy. If we got 2 monks, that would be interesting. Anyway, that's our lava pond, Pig Island right there. And of course, that has been there for a long time. Well, in the caldera anyway. Yes, there is. Okay, 2 monks. All right, 2 monks. That'll be interesting. Anyway, here's the thermal image from 2:58 a.m. And you can see the little hornito there. Of course, the lava tube is buried underneath. You won't see that. Primary vent is located here, and the toe area, no new fresh lava in there, although you still see some heat from the previous lava. And again, around the edges here, you can see it does have some lighter areas, indicating that that is showing a little bit more heat than the what we call the floating section, or the island in the middle here. So let's refresh and see what it looks like right now. A little better visibility, and you can definitely see a little bit more areas around the edges here where that glow is. So that is pretty awesome. And I know I should be taking a break now, shouldn't I? Darn it, I missed my break. Okay, well, I do need to go take that break, you guys. I'm going to put you back onto Stromboli if it's still working, and I got to double check that. That doesn't look like it's moving much. Is that moving? I don't know. I can't tell. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's still, clock is working, so yep, Stromboli's still working. Okay, I'm going to go take a 5-minute break, you guys, or thereabouts, and then we'll come back and keep going with everything else. Oh, not again. It's what? It's like 1417 all over again. Oh no. I don't know what happened in 1417. 1492, Chris made it over to the Americas, but I don't know about the other ones. But anyway, everyone here, for those good people that have not yet hit that like button, please help us out. Give that like button a quick shot. And also, if you're new and you have not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing if you feel that we've earned it. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. I got to take a little bit of a break, otherwise I am going to kill my voice. And yeah, or my throat. My voice will be just horrible. Anyway, don't go away, guys. I'll be back. Thanks. Here comes some music. I've got the microphone back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board still, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And of course, I'm your host, DrFox2000, and thanks for being here. Thank you, John and Sue, and I Hear You, Sharon Stewart, and Cynthia, and Hermione, and probably more after that. But thanks, everyone. I'm glad to be here doing my thing, and oink oink from a snowman. And that's all right. Anyway, we were going through our stuff in Hawaii, so let's go back over there, and we'll finish off with our Hawaiian theater, if you like, and we'll take a look and see what else we've got going on. So we did look at that thermal, and we wanted to pop over and have a look at, I gotta refresh that. 2:30 in the morning, we don't see a heck of a lot at Mauna Loa. There's no lights there. There is your crater at Mauna Loa, and of course it is a huge crater. And if this thing ever, or caldera, if it ever went off, I think there would be a major trouble in that area for all those good people in Hawaii. So that is a very large caldera, and just imagine that thing, all of it erupting at once. That would be just horribly huge. But anyway, that's what it looks like there, and that is at 11:46 is when that picture came in from, and that is I'll call it cool looking, but it's scary looking at the same time, if you know what I'm saying. And let's see. Yep, nice day if it don't snow. Anyway, let's go over to our earthquake maps here, and let me get onto the right screen here. And I was looking around at other stuff earlier here, and finding some interesting things. I'm going to refresh that one, but we'll go over and have a look at our up-to-date things here in Hawaii. There's your Hawaiian island chain, of course. Oahu there, Maui here, a big island of Hawaii there. Zooming into the Pahala area, and wow, we have a lot of earthquakes in this region right here. It is really swarming in there. And of course, that is the old one, that 5.0 from yesterday, from the 14th at 1307. And the other ones here around it now, we're not going to go through all of them, but we'll take a look and see what we've got. This 1.9, that was the latest one that was on here according to USGS, and that's from 1529, 31.7 kilometers down for the 1.9. And then let's just pick out some what we think are bigger ones here. 3.6 from 1905, and that was actually yesterday. 12.9 kilometers down for him. And then we've got this one, 2.1. That is today's 2:22 a.m. 11.8 kilometers down. And just looking at these ones out in the water here, yesterday's 23:14, 6.2 kilometers down for him. And just picking out random ones here now. 2.0 from today, 4:29 a.m., 11 kilometers down for that guy. Grab this guy here, 2.2, 1:37 a.m., 12.8 kilometers down below sea level. And then we've got another 2.8. 4:48 this morning, and that is 1.9 kilometers down. That's a little more shallow, a little bit more suspicious. And then we have another one here, 2.0, 5:29 a.m., 6.3 kilometers down. And we'll grab maybe this guy, 2.2, 1905. Yesterday's 7.7 kilometers down. These ones over here, 2.3, 9:35 a.m., 32 clicks down. And then 2.4 from 6:11 a.m., and that was at 32.2 kilometers down in the abyss underneath. And well, I grabbed these out here real quick. From today at 3:31, 31 kilometers down for this 2.1. Then we've got another one over here, 2.1 from 9:20 a.m., 28.2 kilometers down for him. This one, 2.7 and 9:42 a.m., 30.3 kilometers down. And we'll check a couple of these here. 2.1. That was from 21:26 yesterday at 34.6 kilometers, or sorry, 34.3 kilometers. Another 2.2, also yesterday's 23:46, 32.3 kilometers for that guy as well. And then this one, also yesterday's, not going to worry about him. This one is a new one, 11:02, 33.1 kilometers down for that 2.1. Moving up here, another 2.1 from 14:06, 32 kilometers down, and another one that's a 2.1 from 10:26 a.m., 32.6 kilometers down. Moving up the hill here, we don't see very many new ones up here on Mauna Loa. Only have this one, and that was from 2:55 a.m., and again, it's 100 meters below sea level. And that's still about 4 kilometers below the top of the mountain, though. So that is pretty awesome to see. And that is a 2.0, 2:55 a.m. for him. And of course, you see the other ones in the caldera up here. It'd be interesting to see what would happen in the future with that one. And if Mauna Loa did go, that would be a very exciting but also scary situation, especially for the people living on the big island here. Anyway, we don't see anything on Mauna Kea at all, and we do have one just right next door to our Kilauea's crater here, 2.3, and that was at 3:02 a.m., 0.8 of a kilometer below sea level. And that is what we're seeing right there. So we don't have any of the other ones doing anything right now. Zooming out a whole bunch, that kind of takes care of Hawaii. We don't see too many new ones on as far as quakes on this map since yesterday. This was yesterday's 2.5 here in the South Sandwich Islands, 42.7 kilometers down. We looked at that guy. These two here in Ecuador, 4.7. 139 this morning. The other one beside it also a 4.7, 139, same time, 67.7 kilometers for him, 53.3 kilometers for this one. That was actually yesterday's, and that was also yesterday's. Not going to worry about those. This might be new. No, Tonga region 5.2. We looked at that yesterday from 2041. Then we have this one 5.1 in Kokopo, Papua New Guinea, and that was yesterday's as well at 1915. And looking over here, Timor-Leste 5.1, 12:31 a.m. or p.m. Their time, and that was 160 kilometers down. Brand new one here, 4.8 in Bima. Is it Bima? Indonesia, and that is from 1522, 142.3 kilometers down for him. And this is from today, 9:14 was the time on that, 4.9, bottom end of the Philippines, and that's 35 kilometers down. Then we got a 5.0 here out of by Guam, 51.4 kilometers down, happened at 12:08 their time. Japan got another quake today, 4.5, and Chichibu, Japan. Okay. 9:25 was the time on it, 131 kilometers down, Of course, Japan being, completely in a subduction zone, that's to be expected. And then the islands here, Kuril Islands, a little further north, that's yesterday's at 2059, 10 kilometers down for that 4.7. And sliding over a little bit more, looking for other quakes. We don't see anything else happening there. Quick peek at the Canary Islands, and I'm going to refresh that so we can see where the latest ones were. And then it almost looks like another break time here for me. We see this one down here. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but 1.3 happened at 2041 their time there. And really not too many quakes from today. Of course, our volcano would be right around here. So Cumbre Vieja would be there, and this is a little closer to the valley floor, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Anyway, 4 kilometers down for that guy, I do believe. If we click on that, yep, 4 clicks down, we can see it up at the top of the list there. And we'll get rid of him and look at the other ones. It started down here with a 1.4, and that one really close to the shorelines there. That is from 45 minutes after midnight, 11 kilometers down for him. 57 minutes after midnight, 1.6, 5 kilometers down. That is just about right under the Cumbre Vieja volcano, the latest one there anyway. And then we see this 1.7 from 904, and it is 10 kilometers down. And that is on the other side of the ridge. So that's pretty interesting, and we'll leave it kind of there for right now. What, 50-year-old news? No, these were recent volcanoes or recent earthquakes, not 50 years old. I'm kidding. I don't know what you're talking about, John. It's all right. Anyway, we're going to take another break, you guys. Otherwise, I'm not going to have a voice. So let's do our thing. I'm going to put you back onto Stromboli since it is still doing its thing. And, of course, I'm going to throw the sound back on here. So if you have not yet hit that like button, please do help us out. We are trying to get over that 100 mark for our likes. And also, if you're new and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing if you feel we've earned it. And on that friendly note, I am going to go take another break, you guys. Don't go away. I'll be back soon. Thank you. And the microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and of course, this is VolcanoX live stream. And you've got Stromboli on there, still doing its Stromboli business, and it's continuing to spew out, but not as much as it had in the last couple of days. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and John and Hermione and Kevin and Grandma B and Sharon Stewart saying, I hear you, Dr. Fox. And awesome. Okay, so, yep, Stromboli flashing away there. That is pretty cool. And hopefully it will continue to do what it needs to. And from what I understand, that volcano has actually been pretty steady for about 80 years, if I'm not mistaken. So that is pretty cool. And of course, the problem that we have, of course, is the fact that this is at nighttime there right now, and you know, it's the visibility isn't as good as it could be. Color cameras at night are always difficult. And of course, the insert is a thermal cam, and we can see the lava streaming down. Wow, David Crook, and by the way, thank you, Kevin Haynes, for throwing in that gift membership there. And David Crook just threw in a nice super chat. Thank you very much for that $20 super chat, David or Dave. That is awesome. Really, I do appreciate that, and very kind of you to throw that in. Awesome. And also very awesome for Kevin to do his thing. So really do appreciate you guys. That is great to have that kind of support here from the Lava family, and really cool. So where were we? We had a look at our wonderful stuff going on in the Canary Islands, and that was pretty quiet. We did want to go over and have a look at the volcano map real quick. And Sue, thanks for mentioning GeoHub's new video. We'll have to take a look at that later on. Did he mention anything about an eruption being imminent? That's kind of the question that I had. And I know it's, you know, volcanoes are what they are. It's kind of an up and down. You never know what's going to happen on there. So very interesting. Anyway, here's our volcano map from around the world. And of course, Iceland, our favorite place here, Grimsvatn and Askja showing there. And then of course here in the Azores, we've got São Jorge, or São Jorge, if you want to say it in Portuguese. And of course, Terceira is the other one right there. Typical stuff going on. We don't see too many changes on here. I don't see anything different. Taupo still a yellow, and White Isle volcano still an orange. Tofua hasn't changed. It's still a yellow. And Home Reef volcano still there as well. Don't see any other activity. They did take the American Samoa one off of there, so we're not going to worry about that. Tau, as it was called. And looking at some of the other ones, Luolatok still there doing its thing. And Raung and Semeru, Marapi, Krakatau doing what it is. Magma under the which caldera? Oh, the magma about 3 kilometers underneath the caldera. So that would be just above sea level. That's a little bit above sea level, and it's sitting in there. If that's the case, Sue. So sea level is roughly about 3.7 kilometers there, or something like that. So we, if that is where that magma is sitting, that'll be interesting to see what happens in in short order. Anyway, looking at the rest of the map, it's pretty straightforward here. Nothing really too nasty to worry about. Orange on Taal. We still see Shimin Nishimo Shima. There we go. Got it pronounced correctly. Nishimo Shima is still in orange, and then of course Suwanoshi Jima and Sakura Jima is still there as well. And what happened here? There's a change, and we've got Chikarachki is back. Chikarachki is now in orange, and that is interesting. That wasn't there yesterday, so they put it back on. Very cool. Ibiko and Alade are there, so that is something new, and we'll definitely have to keep an eye on Chikarachki as well. And of course our Karimsky and Bezimiani and Shivalish are still doing their thing, and really not too much else new there. Looking down here, Reunion Island is still showing as a red, and then of course our DR Congo one here is red, and then the other one is orange. Underneath it there's two right there for those people who are not familiar with this map. And then of course we also have some coking plants in this area where they are making a lot of SO2 as well. And then Urta Ale right there in Ethiopia still doing its thing, and Etna still orange, Volcano still off-gassing but doing its thing as well, and then Stromboli, and Stromboli is still red and doing of course what it loves to do, and that is our volcanoes around the world. Pretty cool, pretty awesome. Let's take a look at our weather, and of course since I had to change everything here, or had to reboot today, well, by force, everything is messed up, and it takes me a little bit to find things again. Anyway, let me get on to there. So different changes here. Looks like the jet stream is going really high and then dropping quickly right over top of British Columbia, and then coming down in the prairies, and likely bringing some colder temperatures on that side of that SO2 that we're seeing. A little bit more SO2 coming up and through Quebec and up into actually the bottom end of Hudson's Bay. Kind of weird. This also getting all the way down to Hawaii now. This of course was what came out of China, and that is kind of weird to see all that. Anyway, looking pretty weird. We have a big circulation here in Mexico, causing it to go out into the Pacific and then back into Mexico, and possibly up into Texas as well there, as we can see. And Central America still putting most of its SO2 into the Pacific. Same thing with what's happening in Colombia. That yesterday was kind of stagnant. I see it's moving out a little bit more again. And then we get further down and we see another circulation here. That is of course causing it to go all the way across the South American landmass, but you see the bottom here is kind of going back into the Pacific, so not bad. Looks pretty good there. And look at these funky hieroglyphic patterns. I'm not sure what that's all about, but we'll see what happens in the future with those. White Isle Volcano still doing its thing, and then Tofua still showing up there. And of course here in Vanuatu we see Yasur and his two buddies continuing their fine work. Looking at down here where Leo lives, Leo doesn't have his barbecue on right now. Just a minor pollution there coming off of the oil refineries, coking plants must be working hard today. We see a little bit more of a plume there. And over in Papua New Guinea, not too bad, but it is still throwing out some stuff. Not as bad out of Luolatok today. I don't believe Raung is putting out so much, but SO2 definitely coming from Semeru, Merapi, and Krakatau, as well as the stuff coming from Jakarta itself. Again, people pollution. You got a lot of people living there in Java on the island, so pretty interesting. Anyway, we see our stuff here at Ibu and Dakono, red, and that is what we've got there. And we are not seeing anything coming off of our Mayon. Mayon should be right around here somewhere, and nothing coming up from it. So this plume here would probably be people pollution for the most part, but we do know that Taal is off-gassing, but not that much. And of course we see that circulation right here, and that's likely causing the pattern the way it is. And this is that other one out here, boy, I already forgot the name. Anyway, that is coming inward, and that is kind of neat there. Moving towards the coast rather than away from it. And down here is Suwanosi Jima, and then of course Sakura Jima would be right there, and that is causing some of that off-gassing to the north, and hopefully not too bad for them. China, of course, a lot of pollution, and it's moving up all the way into Russia there. And here's our stuff coming off of the Kamchatka Peninsula, plus Chikarachi, as well as Ibiko down here, doing a fantastic job making their own little plume. So the other ones are still doing what they need to do. That's kind of a neat picture. I think Karimsky, no, yeah, what do they call it? Yeah. Kamchatsky? That one is Kamchatsky. It's not Karimsky. But okay. Anyway, we'll not worry about those guys. Looking at other places, of course, this down here would probably be the stuff coming from South Africa. And I'm not going to worry about that so much. And we see our DR Congo still spewing out a little bit there. Urta Ale, very hard to tell where it actually is, but it would be right in here. It is still considered active. And then Saudi Arabia, most of that stuff has gone to the north. They actually have some clear skies in the southern portions here, which is really good for them. But we see this right here would be our refineries and stuff that's going on there, and this side of Saudi Arabia, as well as here in Iraq, a lot of oil refineries. And moving up, we don't know how much is in Cairo. That's people population, pollution there. And then of course, looking at this here, sliding down, we do see that doing its thing from Etna. And a Stromboli would be adding to it, as well as Volcano. And of course, with the shot that we always watch from Stromboli, and that is the same screen that has Volcano on it. And I did notice this morning when I was looking at it, Volcano is still putting out quite a bit of gas, so that is pretty cool. And here we go. We've got our wonderful Iceland, and nothing happening there, unfortunately. So it probably is raining there. Anyway, we'll leave that be, and we'll go over to the weather map and take a look at the temperatures really quickly. And I refreshed it, and there we go. we can take a look. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So looking at Alaska and northern portions of Canada, very cold already. We do see here just kind of getting a strafing run from the cold here in Edmonton, but the western area is still fairly warm, so British Columbia, not bad. As soon as you get into Saskatchewan, it gets down to single digits and below zero temperatures up in the north. Same thing with Manitoba, single digits down on the bottom. Most of Ontario looking like single digits, with the exception of down here on the the outcropping here, if you want to call it that. By the way, that's about equal to the northern borders of California, so that's what we see there, but it's a lot colder. Anyway, going out to the east a little bit more, Montreal a little bit warmer, 14, 15 degrees. Looking at New Brunswick and the Nova Scotia PEI area, they're getting that balmy hot weather, so Sue must be out there suntanning during the daytime, temperatures being up so nice. And of course, looking at what we see up here in Newfoundland, Labrador area, and varying from low double digits to high single digits, I guess, for the most part. Same thing going for Newfoundland itself. So pretty cool or warm, I don't know. For this time of year, actually warm. Looking at what we have in the western United States and looking at all of it, and actually not too bad from most of that. Death Valley coming in, 37 degrees today. That is fairly warm. Mind you, yesterday when we were already looking at it, it would have cooled off by that time. But I'm surprised that we're seeing 28 here in Portland and those areas. Seattle coming in at 20, Eugene 27, 28, and kind of nice temperatures for there. 31 in some of those places, 32 here. That's actually pretty awesome for halfway through October, and that is not bad. Sliding over, looking at Mexicali, 27, and it looks like we've got a low sitting here twirling around. We'll see what happens with that in the future, and a mixed bag of everything going every which way here in Arizona, of course, and Phoenix only coming in at 25 roughly. And I noticed this morning Gary had his on. The rain was going sideways for a while, so they were getting some rain there, and they probably need it, so hopefully that'll be good. Looking at New Mexico, still a little bit warmer than yesterday, and that's not bad. I hope Henry Nelson is having a good day today, and he's out here somewhere in Colorado, so pretty cool. And looking at what we're seeing in Texas, beautiful warm day today for those good folks, and that kind of cuts off just right underneath Wichita. Yeah, that would be Kansas right there, eh? And that's the cutoff line. You see the air blowing south from there and north from down here. And Arkansas, kind of the same thing, cutoff line at the top border. And we get into Mississippi and what's the other one? Louisiana. There we go. And Alabama. Not bad. Georgia, not bad. Florida, not looking bad at all either. And moving up, going up a little bit here, we do see in the Appalachians, it is cold up in the higher elevations, but not bad in those other areas. Very comfortable temperatures right now. Looking at Grandma B's house, probably somewhere around 22, 23 degrees, and Charlton, Charlotte? Yeah, North Carolina. Charlotte, not bad at 24, and going up the coast a little bit. doesn't cool off too much. You get up to New York, we start to see it a little bit cooler, and Boston, 16 up there, 17, 18 in New York, and looking at Maine and New Hampshire, those areas, not bad. New York holding some temperatures from the cold stuff coming in from Canada and the Great Lake regions. They like to hold that pretty decently. But down here in Florida, not bad. Sliding down a bit more, looking at what we got in Cancun, 30 degrees today, very warm, and that's above average. Normally it's 28. And looking at South America, we see they are still getting some good temperatures there in the Amazon. They've got that high circulating here. I don't know if that's kind of a hindrance. Right now it's actually probably keeping Rio and Sao Paulo a little bit on the colder side, but we do see Argentina has got some warmer weather. Same thing with Chile up to about that point here. Buenos Aires coming in at, what is it, 14, 15. Uruguay will be 22 in the north and 13, 14 on the southern end. Paraguay, different story, a lot warmer there. And sliding over to our New Zealand area, we see there's a low there, pulling all kinds of different air patterns through everything. Not bad temperatures though for the South Island. At least we're not seeing anything in the low single digits, and that is probably good for them. And then North Island still showing some nice warm temps, which is okay. Of course, it being spring, things are going to get warmer for them. Tasmania, unfortunately, getting cold again. We have that shear line and then this low down here causing it, and that is pulling a lot of wind across it and keeping things cool. Looks like about 9, 10, 11 degrees or thereabouts. Massive flooding in Victoria, Australia. Yep, possibly. We'll take a look at the weather map, the precipitation shortly here. And we do see Sydney coming in at 17, Adelaide somewhere around 12. Perth looks like it's cold, about 9, 10, 11 degrees maybe. And home of Oz, basking in the sunshine at 20 degrees Celsius. Seeing that really hot temperature that they had in here yesterday, most of it has left them. And looking at our Philippine, Indonesian, Malaysian areas, a little bit, I guess we call it normal there because it's just morning. And Bangkok coming in at about 23 degrees. That's cold for them. And hopefully they'll warm up, and thanks, Sue. Appreciate that. And of course here we see that storm sitting at the very top end of the Philippines, and kind of getting into Taiwan as well. And then we see a shear line right along here. And looking at Japan a little bit cooler today than it was yesterday. And see Japan, we see a different circulation, and it's trying to warm up, but it's not working. And single digits up on the northern ends of Japan. All the way up in the Kamchatka Peninsula, we're looking at a lot colder temps. This circulation here is not helping any. It's drawing down that cold air from Siberia. And let's take a look at India, nighttime temps. Yeah, I guess pretty much normal for what we're seeing. A little cooler than normal maybe, but they are there. And same thing with our Middle East area here, Oman and Yemen, not as warm as they used to be. UAE 27, 20, between 25 and 27 roughly, and that's what we're seeing there. Saudi Arabia, about 28 in a couple of spots, but 27 for the most part, and then down to about 20 in the northern regions, and of course higher elevations will depend on where you are. Looking at Iraq, we see that Baghdad coming in at about 26 right now. Not bad there in the Sahara. Looking down here on the bottom first, looking at South Africa, we do see a little bit of cold coming in there, and still fairly warm though. It's not cold, and some warmer temperatures for those guys since it is becoming a spring down there. And good news was Piggy said she got a little bit of rain there in Kos, and right now it'd be about 21 degrees Celsius, 21 there in Kos, and that was nice that Piggy actually got some rain there. And of course, looking at very cold temperatures in Turkey and northern portions of Greece, a little bit cooler as well. Sicily, nighttime temps cooling off a little bit. They're not seeing those 20-degree plus temperatures anymore for the most part, and that is definitely I don't know if you'll call it a relief, but a little cooler. It's getting into fall for them. Looking up here at Milano, I'm surprised that we're still seeing that warm band in here, which is all right though, but cooler up in the higher elevations. New Monkland, Sardinia, where you get your fresh sardines. It on the coastal areas still showing the 20-degree temperatures, but mid to high teens for the most part there. I'm not going to worry about it. That'll be a nice place once the wonderful Irish monk moves there, if he does, and he might buy the whole island. I don't know. Anyway, looking at Portugal, not bad, and the same thing goes for Spain, not bad. France looks like it warmed up a bunch, and Germany as well, which is really nice. Seeing 14 there in Berlin, 14 in Hamburg, Cologne coming in at about 14 as well. Munich 14. Everybody's 14. Frankfurt is 15. All right. Luxembourg 13, 14 degrees, and looking at what we've got, a little bit cooler there in think of Belgium beer. Yeah, there you go. That's the way I remember it, Belgium. And I look at the thing and say, okay, what the heck country is it? And beer. Okay, Belgium. I got it. Holland, on the other hand, we see the coastal areas a little bit warmer, but really not that much different for the most part. And here we see in England, looks like very windy in Wales from the sounds of things, and lower temperatures, 9, 10, 11 degrees there. Looking at about 12, 13 in London right now. Moving up, you see the temperatures dropping, and as soon as you get up here into Scotland, definitely in the single digits. And then we look at Old Monkland, Irish monks' home area, about 8, 9 degrees Celsius, and it looks like probably getting a bunch of rain in there. I see that low in here, just circulating away. Denmark looking fairly warm today as well, and then the bottom end of Sweden, not bad. Looking at Oslo, be 8, 9 degrees there. Stockholm somewhere around 12, a little bit warmer. That's nice. Helsinki coming in at about 10, 11, and Riga 10 degrees there. I didn't look at Moscow. I was going to just check that real quick. 5 degrees in Moscow. Up in the northern regions here, we still see that low churning away. We have this low here, and of course there's the big flow coming across Iceland, and that is what we're seeing with the temperatures there. And looking at Reykjavik coming in about 4 degrees Celsius right now. and that is what we heard or see there. Some colder temps for the most part, and yeah, the thing that you heard in the background, that is the call of a blue jay. Okay, that shrieking noise. That is a blue jay. Anyway, let's have a look at precipitation. I know I'm way over break time and everything, so I'm going to just keep going till I can finish up here. And looking at what we've got, snow in up in the northern portions here of British Columbia, and then up into the Yukon, and of course in Alaska we've got that weather system bringing all kinds of bad stuff for them up in the north. Not sure where this is going to go in the future, and then we see that stuff here coming through Manitoba, and then of course around the Great Lakes. So Ontario and Quebec down on the bottom end there are getting nailed, and the warmer area down on the little inlet or outlet here between the Great Lakes still a lot warmer. And of course Sue, yeah, maybe she can't go suntanning after all. Looks like it's raining, even though it's warmer there. And they've got some rain going, and the further up they go, I think it might turn to snow way up on the top here. Not bad. Nothing out in Newfoundland. Newfoundland, Labrador looking a little bit different there as well. Sliding down a bit more, we do see a little bit of thunderstorm activity down on the bottom end of Florida. We do have some storm out here, and that looks like it's in Mississippi, and also in Tennessee, that kind of area. Not bad. And here's the stuff down in the southern end of the U.S., or sorry, of California, and they do need rain down there, so that's not a problem for them to get it. The problem is that it usually comes all in one dump, right? And of course the stuff happening in Arizona, we like I mentioned, I seen Gary's cam earlier today. The rain was actually coming through sideways, and that is a little bit on the scary side. South America, or Central America, South America, we are still seeing lots of rain there. Of course, the rainforest tropical areas, you're going to see rain no matter what. Sliding down, looks like Rio de Janeiro maybe getting some rain. Sao Paulo got some rain there. Buenos Aires as well. Looks like rain in Uruguay, half of Paraguay. Pretty dry in Argentina, and a little system coming in and through here. That's not anything major for Chile. And looking at New Zealand, we see a little bit of rain up in the north, and a little bit of rain on the west coast of the South Island, but nothing really major there. And the very cold and windy areas of Tasmania getting some rain on the shorelines here, but not bad. And of course Melbourne looks like rain right now, and hopefully it won't be too bad. We see a little bit of rain up here and there, so I'm not sure where all of that rain was. And we know Oz is here. Hi Oz, and good to see you. Looking at our Philippine and Malaysian, Indonesian areas, again, you know, there's so many storms in there, so many weather systems, that it takes forever to go through all of them if we wanted to address it properly. Anyway, there's that system right between Taiwan and the Philippines here, and that is circulating pretty bad, so that could be a nasty storm. Looking at what we've got on Japan, not too much, looks like fog everywhere, and of course Kamchatka Peninsula showing some snow, and snow out here in the Bering Sea. Going down here into the bottom end of, we see some rain in India. Pretty normal. A little bit of rain down here in South Africa, which is probably okay. And then our Congo area and stuff like that, they've got some rain as well. here's that system that Piggy was getting, and she said she did get some rain, and it may even be raining right now and there. But that moved through and definitely gave her a little bit of water in the island of Kos. And there might be more coming in the future. So we'll see what happens there. Italy and Sicily and New Monkland try a little bit here on the tip of Spain, but dry for the most part. And then that system goes into France, and that kind of just cuts a swath in the middle there. Same thing with going into Germany, keeping very spotty, isolated rain showers, and that's not bad. And it doesn't look like very much in Luxembourg or Belgium or Holland, and they're doing all right there. And then we're seeing our stuff here in England. Southeast corner here is pretty good. Wales is getting some rain. Ireland, Irish Monkland, definitely getting rain, and masses of rain up here in Scotland, and also Denmark, and bottom end of Norway, and a little bit into Sweden here from this system, and then more up in the north here, and Finland, Sweden, and Norway are all getting stuff there. And looking here, and yeah, Iceland is definitely getting some snow, and there we go. And I don't even want to talk about this mess up here. Baffin Bay, northern portions are very, very cold. Okay, looking for the hottest, oh, hang on, hottest? No, the coldest place. How about that? Down in the Antarctic, and I already found a minus 67, and we'll see if we have a look around if we find something colder than minus 67 degrees Celsius. Hey, I already beat you. Holy mackerel, Sue. I already got minus 67. Can I get any colder? Looking for a minus 68. And no, only minus 67. Not sure if there's anything colder down here. 61, 64, no. And 62, nope. No, we'll go back over here where I had minus 67, wherever that was, somewhere, and we'll find it. I'll have to go right around here somewhere. 66. Anyway, it was in here somewhere that I seen it, minus 67. Well, we all seen it. We can always back up the video and see. But yep, minus 67. That's what I'm going to stick with. And that is all. There it is, right there. Minus 67 degrees Celsius. So I think we'll be good. Your time is 3 p.m. No, my time is just about 5 p.m. And I was on, oh, hang on, let me redo that. I'm going to redo that and see what the temp looks like now. Minus 66, and, okay, oh, there, I found it, minus 68 degrees Celsius. So that is what we got. Lizoid, I have no idea what that converts to. And anyway, I've got minus 68 degrees Celsius. So that is the current one. So there we go. That's it for today. And okay, you win. All right, Sue, no problem. We do have it on the screen, so that is all good. I'm in America. I'm in America too, in a place called North America. And yeah, North America has 3 countries in it. It has this Canada, or Canuck country, A, and then it has the United States, A, And then it has Mexico, eh? All right, that is Canadian, eh? And anyway, that is what we're seeing. And all good, you guys. I really do appreciate everybody being here. And we do like a little bit of fun now and again. So that's what it's all about. Okay, let's throw us back onto Stromboli. No pun intended there. I'm just saying that we'll go watch it. I'm not going to throw anybody into the volcano. No sacrifices here. And John Raper says 10 minutes to midnight here in God's own country. Okay, Yorkshire. All right. Well, you can do that. So all awesome, and I want to say a big thank you to all of you for being here today. It is Saturday, of course. Tomorrow is Sunday, and we will be starting early again on Sunday. And on those friendly notes, a big thank you to Irish Monk and for that wonderful super chat. Also Dave Crook for that wonderful super chat. And also to Kevin Haynes for throwing in that one gift membership. And that is what we've got right there. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate that support. And also big thank you to every member in here, and also everybody, every part of you, every one of you that is in the Lava family. And just because some people have a green membership doesn't mean that you are excluded if you don't have one. And just remember, we're all part of that big Lava family. So be good, be kind, and all that nice stuff. A big thank you to our moderators, of course, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, C&D Boy, 24/7 Live, VZ Skies, Gary, as well as Lucas and Joseph, and I really do appreciate all of you. Also, a big thank you to Sue for sending the stuff in that she does, helping out that way. Also, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't taken a look at that blue pinned message up top there, Joseph Vakval has some pretty awesome videos there. The one that we watched earlier from his site, he's got a bunch of different ones there, but for Ragnar and stuff, we really do want to encourage all of you, if you haven't gone over there, go over there, have a look at some of the videos, throw a comment in, subscribe if you like that sort of thing, and that would be really good, and definitely help them out, and let the smaller channel grow a little bit, and that would really be cool. Anyway, on that friendly note, it is time to wrap up for the evening. Take care, everyone. Be good, be kind. Make sure you don't step in any lava. And most of all, please tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care, you guys, and we'll see you then. Oink, oink.